Hello guys, so it's been quite a long time since I made a video, uh, but as ever, I was watching very closely what's happening at Liverpool. And today we are what date are we today? The 25th? Yeah, the 25th of April 2015. And so far, what are the conclusions? Liverpool are out of the title race. This was a long time ago. Out of the League Cup, obviously. Stumbling against Chelsea in the semi-final. And more recently, obviously not talking about the Champions League, out of the Champions League, out of the Europa League. And more recently, as you all knew, last week, dumped out of the FA Cup semi-final against Aston Villa. Now, I kept quiet during these few months, but like I'm telling you, watching things very closely. And so far, I think the fair words and conclusions that come about so far, the season is still not finished, but is obviously massive disappointment, dejected, disappointed, and feeling very low, very down, and not even hopeful about the future. The immediate future of the club with regards to the players, the signings, the manager, the whole club in general, the Raheem Sterling contractual saga. So many things going wrong for me, in my opinion, about the club that we all love and that we all support. So where to start? So many things wrong, like I'm telling you. And it's not with a devil pleasure that I'm, before some of you start criticizing me again, that I'm fond of negativity and being negative, being just for the pleasure of criticizing the manager, the players, or the club. But like I said, my channel is all about being. That doesn't mean that I'm right. Like I told you, every time, like ever, since the very first day I started to make videos, I do not claim to have all the answers, to be the expert, but I have as much right, like all of you, to express my opinions, and I try to be as realist as possible. But whatever happens, guys, Liverpool have 6 games left. They are right now about 7 points behind Manchester City with a game in hand, and they play later today against West Brom away, the first game of the 6 remaining games. So there's still a mathematical chance of scraping 4th place, but realistically, I think Liverpool will fall short. They won't finish in the top 4. I'm hoping that I'm proved wrong. We never know. As long as it's mathematically possible, Liverpool should fight until the end. But it's highly unlikely. We'll have to see. But the conclusion so far, guys, if you come back to my videos way back until last summer, once again, I'm telling you, I'm not pretending to be the one who had all the answers. And in some of my videos, also previous videos, I always said this, that I hope that I'm proved wrong. Nothing would please me more if I'm proved wrong. Why? Because I was always expressing my unhappiness, my desperation about the manager, about the signings, about the tactics, about the whole club in general. And I didn't make videos about Raheem Sterling, his contractual saga. I'm very, very frustrated and even a little bit angry with Raheem Sterling. So I will try to... This video will be about 3 main points. The first one will be about Raheem Sterling. The second point will be about the manager, Brendan Rodgers. And the third point will be about the direction of the club, the future direction of the club. So firstly, Raheem Sterling. The latest concrete reports are that this 20-year-old kid, 21 maybe now, 20 or 21, whatever, has rejected £100,000 per week salary to extend his contract. Now, this is amazingly ridiculous, in my opinion. It's the first time that I express my opinion about this for 2 main reasons. The first one being, and I won't even go into his farcical interview with the BBC and all this, but who is Raheem Sterling right now at Liverpool? He's a 21-year-old kid who has huge potential, granted, but who at the time of speaking is absolutely nowhere near being the finished article. He has so much scope for progress because he's still very young, but for me, in my opinion, he isn't even worth the £100,000 a week. So even the contract, the latest contract offered by the club in itself, for me, is quite ridiculous and exaggerated. So for him to have the arrogance and the guts in commas, inverted commas, obviously, I'm telling you, to turn down such an offer is beyond ridiculous. Because who the hell Raheem Sterling think he is? Let me know your thoughts. For me, he's nothing more than a young kid with huge potential. Is he... will Liverpool fall down if they lose Raheem Sterling? Obviously not, in my opinion. And what does it say about the general level of the club, the football club in general, to be relying so much hope, to be heaping so much praise on a 21-year-old kid? Does the future of our beloved Liverpool Football Club depend on this 21-year-old kid? How many trophies has he contributed for Liverpool? How many goals? How many assists? And the sad state of affairs that right now he's among the top from a statistical point of view in terms of goals. I think he has scored 11 or 12 goals in all competitions. I don't know how many assists, but certainly not much more than maybe 7 or 6 assists. I think Jordan Henderson is the Liverpool player with the highest number of assists. But for me, Raheem Sterling certainly isn't a goal scorer. Needs to work a lot on his goal scoring, even if he has scored 11 or 12 goals. Has no left foot, has no heading ability, has great pace, is a pacey player. I wouldn't even go as far as saying that he has tremendous dribbling skills. It's mainly his pace for me. But no left foot, like I'm telling you. Very poor in front of goal, despite his 12 goals. Very poor in his crossing ability, no heading ability. That doesn't mean that he's a shit player, don't get me wrong. But he's certainly not worth all the fuss. Because sometimes I feel as if we're talking about Raheem Sterling as if he's the new Cristiano Ronaldo or the new Lionel Messi or whatever. Come on, get down to earth. Get down to earth, Raheem Sterling, yourself. I certainly will not shed a single tear if Liverpool sell Raheem Sterling during the summer transfer window at the right price, obviously. Don't get me wrong again. So we'll have to see what happens on this point, but very, very disappointed by Raheem Sterling with his contractual saga. And it's even got to a point for me, where I'm hoping, now you might find this a bit controversial, or you might say that it's all born out of frustration, but it's not. Believe me, it's not. I'm very, very unimpressed with Raheem Sterling from both a personal and a football point of view. For me, he's absolutely not worth all the fuss. So if Liverpool sell him at the right price, I won't cry. I certainly won't cry. So this is about Raheem Sterling. A ridiculous contractual saga. But that's not the managers or the owners or the football club's fault. Even if to some point I think the contractual offer in itself is quite ridiculous for me. He's not even worth £100,000 a week. In some way, it also gives us an idea about the level at which the club is, which is very low and not impressive, because once again, like I'm telling you, if we are relying all our hopes on a 21-year-old kid who thinks that he's the new Lionel Messi, then something is clearly wrong about the club. He's no John Barnes, he's no Steve McManaman, and I have more faith actually in young Jordan Ibe. I prefer Jordan Ibe, to be perfectly honest with you. But we'll have to see what happens with Raheem Sterling. This is what I wanted to tell you, my opinion about him. Let me know your thoughts. But Raheem Sterling, if he goes, I won't be bothered a single bit. Now, my second point in this video is about Brendan Rodgers, the manager. If you go back to some of my last videos, I already made a video in November when things were going very, very, very wrong. Even things were worse. The situation was worse than it is right now. In November, not long ago, after the Crystal Palace defeat, if you remember, I already made a half an hour video. You can catch up with it if you want. By the way, please subscribe to my channel for those who haven't. I already expressed my opinion about Brendan Rodgers. So what happened in between all this time that I didn't make a video? I think Liverpool got better in the league, at least, and Brendan Rodgers switched to a three man defense, three at the back with two wing backs and one up front. Daniel Sturridge came back in January. Things got much better. Liverpool got themselves quite miraculously, it must be said, in a position to challenge for the top four until the game against Manchester United at Anfield, where they lost by 2-1, and another the two back-to-back defeats against United and Arsenal kind of crushed at more than 90% the hopes of the club to finish in the top four. But things, to be fair to the manager, got much better. He changed the system and it worked to some extent. It coincided with the removal from the starting lineup of Glenn Johnson, Dejan Lovren and Steven Gerrard. And things got better, but massive anticlimax since the two defeats against United and Arsenal. But my main point is not about, I won't go into the tactical thing about this, but it's more a general point of view about the manager, his attitude. While I'm prepared to give him credit for having maybe the knowledge, even the intelligence to change the system, which clearly wasn't working during the first 3 to 4 months of the season. The demons of the start of the season seem to have come back. And when I say the demons, is the stubbornness, the arrogance, the bullshit talking with the media and even with us, the fans, the crazy tactical decisions, substitutions, the favoritism showed towards certain players, a certain Steven Gerrard. All these have come back, and also the inability, the worrying inability of the club to win big games and to get over the line. And I'm not even talking to reach the finals, or the inability to do it when it really matters, if you see what I mean. And I'm talking about the Basel game again in the Champions League, the Europa League game against Besiktas, the last two games against Manchester United and Arsenal, the semi-final game against Chelsea. Even if, granted, Liverpool played well in the semi-final games of the League Cup against Chelsea, but at the end of the day, they lost. They couldn't do it. This is the bottom line for me. Same can be said about the game against Aston Villa last week in the FA Cup semi-final. They bottle it when it really matters. So what does it say about the mentality, the mental strength of the team? Very worrying. What does it say about the experience to deal with the situation? And I include the manager in this. Because for a manager to be unable to motivate and have the tactical, the necessary tactical knowledge to make the team get over the line, win those big games, is a concern. And it said it all for me when, after his during his post-match conference after the game against Villa, when he said maybe the occasion got a bit to the team, including himself. So what does it say about the mental strength of a manager who is supposed to be the leader? So, and all this interestingly coincided with a certain manager called Jurgen Klopp announcing his departure from Borussia Dortmund at the end of this season. So whatever happens at the end of the season, Jurgen Klopp, the Borussia Dortmund manager, will be available. Now, him being available doesn't mean that, firstly, Liverpool would be interested in his services, and even if Liverpool are interested in securing the services of Jurgen Klopp, this doesn't mean that Jurgen Klopp himself would be interested to join Liverpool. So there are certainly, at least if Liverpool decide to go for Jurgen Klopp at the end of the season, there are certainly many hurdles left to get over before he joins Liverpool, if ever he does. And what about Brendan Rodgers? This is my main point right now in this video. Now, that's not lacking respect to Brendan Rodgers. That's not happily, if you see what I mean, talking in his back or knifing him at the back, you know. To be perfectly honest though with you, I think even since the beginning of this season, I expressed my opinion about Brendan Rodgers. I do not dislike the guy, but I do not believe in Brendan Rodgers. I clearly don't, guys. And even when things were getting better, I was happy. I was more relieved than happy. But and it's not an overreaction just because they just lost the two games against United and Arsenal, or the semi-final against the FA Cup. Even if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, because I'm telling you, even if they manage to somehow get into the FA Cup final, and even you never know, win the FA Cup this season, I would have been very happy about it, no question. But would I have been happy up to a point to believe in Brendan Rodgers? No. The reasons are numerous. First of all, like I'm telling you, I think he lacks experience. He's still young, but he lacks experience. He's too arrogant and stubborn, and when I say arrogant, and even to some point a little bit stupid, like I said before. That's why my videos, I didn't make a lot of videos, because I would have repeated myself. But when I say arrogant and stupid, his latest comments, lack of experience also, when he comes out at the press and says that he's very confident to be the Liverpool manager next season. This, I get this. I do not expect him to say, oh, I think that I will be sacked. But when he adds to this the words, it's because I feel that I'm kind of the best man, and they have that. On top of that, there's no one better. Is he either taking the piss, or is he fucking arrogant up to a point to think that he's Jesus Christ or something? Especially after having won 0 trophies. 0 trophies. Let me repeat this. 0 trophies in 3 years' time. So he's clearly taking the piss. So like I'm telling you, either he's stupid, he's certainly arrogant, a bit pretentious in my opinion, and the guy really excessively believes in himself, which is not a bad thing. You should believe in yourself, but you should have also the necessary humility to take the necessary step backs to analyze yourself, you know, to always put yourself into question. Now, I don't want to teach Brendan Rodgers' life in general, you know, who am I to do this? But I'm just expressing my opinion as a frustrated, angry, and very sad Liverpool fan, actually, at the time of speaking. And for him to talk so much bullshit in the media, and I'm reading against it, it's painful. It's a real pain in the ass to listen to the guy, to read what he has to say. And tired about his stubbornness also. He keeps talking about, it was all about a building process, keeps going back about the team being young, and keeps saying the same thing over and over again. All this will be a good experience for all those young players and all this. But the bottom line is, guys, especially with the new TV deals, Every time that Liverpool miss out on the Champions League, and Liverpool are already lagging behind the likes of Chelsea, City, even Arsenal, and even United. They're certainly not a top 4 team from a financial point of view. And for me, very often, if not every time, trophies are aligned to your financial strength. Every time that Liverpool will miss out on the Champions League, and for them already, like I'm telling you, they are lagging behind already. They miss out on 70, 80 million pounds. Not talking that they have a smaller stadium. So it is a disaster, a fucking disaster. The season, if Liverpool, and it looks as if at more than 90% chance, 95% chance, maybe Liverpool have a 5% chance of finishing in the top 4, that they will finish outside the top 4. So I'm not interested about the experience, the progress, and all the bullshit. The bottom line is that the season has been a fucking failure, a fucking disaster, fucking woeful. I think we can conclude that the signings, the 9 players that Liverpool have signed, maybe except from Emre Can, their impact on the team has been absolutely dreadful. And the future looks very dark, very, very dark. I'm sorry, guys. And on top of that, I want some honesty, some balls. At least if Brendan Rodgers, if he wants to fight, and I do not question the guy's motive. I think he's a honest guy. He's a good guy, like he keeps saying himself about every other managers and players. He's a good player. He's a wonderful guy, wonderful player, very good professional. He trains well, he trains hard, they work hard, and all these. I think he is himself a wonderful guy, Brendan Rodgers. But we don't need, Liverpool Football Club do not need a wonderful guy, a wonderful professional only. They must be professional, but above all, they must be winners. And for me, sorry, let me know your thoughts, but Brendan Rodgers is everything but a winner. A winner. With them not being a winner, having the experience about it, having the balls about it to show it, the mental strength, the CV. And I'm sorry, and Liverpool Football Club, the club itself, we do not have the luxury or the time to do some experiences with young managers, young and experienced managers. Albeit, no matter how hopeful we are in terms of his scope, for his potential for progress and for learning, Brendan Rodgers, Liverpool do not have the time and the luxury to do some experience with a manager like Brendan Rodgers. So for me, this is my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. But and especially now that a manager of the caliber of Jurgen Klopp is available, it would be criminal, in my opinion, if Liverpool do not at least give it a try, do not at least ask him if he would be interested in being manager of Liverpool. Do not at least, at the very minimum, get a no for answer from Jurgen Klopp. Because not trying, it would be criminal. I'm sorry. And that's not being, in my opinion, being disrespectful to Brendan Rodgers. He's got 3 years. In 3 years, granted, he's done. I'm not saying it has been all disastrous from start to finish with Brendan Rodgers, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough, guys. Maybe the likes of Jordan Henderson and even to some extent Raheem Sterling, Daniel Sturridge have progressed, and the management of Brendan Rodgers, but it's not enough. It's not enough, guys. At the end of the day, Liverpool, it's all about trophies, being challenging for titles, for trophies, being regularly in the Champions League, latest stages, even challenging for it. This is what I want as a Liverpool fan. I'm realist. I know that it won't happen overnight, but the club itself cannot say the same thing year after year, that we will be better for it, we are progressing and all this, because we are not. I'm sorry, we are not. And this famous phrase about some certain Liverpool fans saying that, in a way, Brendan Rodgers and the other players are victim of our own success. What success are you on about? Seriously. It was exciting. It was... they came within a whisker of winning the league title last season, but they didn't. At the end of the day, they didn't. Nobody will remember Liverpool finishing second in 2014. Because the champions of 2014 were Manchester City, full stop. That's the reality of the situation. So that's what I wanted to say about Brendan Rodgers. Do I believe in him? No. The honest answer is no. I do not believe in Brendan Rodgers. I will make another video next time about the owners, but now I'm concentrating about Brendan Rodgers. Let me know your thoughts. Would I give him a chance? No. Also, I'm sorry. But would I... Especially now that maybe Liverpool have the opportunity of getting a manager like Jurgen Klopp, or even to some extent Rafael Benitez. I prefer both Benitez, Rafa, and Jurgen Klopp than Brendan Rodgers. No question, guys. But I think there are some problems between Rafa and the current owners, FSG. I will talk about this in another video. But my main point is about Brendan Rodgers, guys. And the most frustrating thing also, let's say, but because it is very possible also that next season Brendan Rodgers will still be the manager. But not once in his latest interviews or whatever, he has said the word change. I want to hear the word change. Yeah, we have learned. Yes, we have learned. Yeah, yes, we will get more experience. But I do not hear the word change, because there so many changes need to be made, not only from a player's staff point of view, but change in the mentality. Well, guys, I don't know what happened, so the video got cut off, but I will end it here. Let me know your thoughts about the manager. So you've got my opinion. So fingers crossed for the game tomorrow against West Brom in the league. We'll have to see what happens. So let me know your thoughts about Raheem Sterling and the manager Brendan Rodgers. We'll have to see what happens, guys. But for me, definitely changes. Either a change of manager, or if the current manager Brendan Rodgers somehow survives. We never know, because it depends also on the availability. Like I told you before, even if the owners want the change, nothing is guaranteed that the likes of Jurgen Klopp or maybe even Rafael Benitez would want to join Liverpool under this current project and system. But Brendan Rodgers, I'm sorry, overall the negatives surpass the positives for me in terms of Brendan Rodgers' time at Liverpool. I'm very, very worried about his arrogance, his stubbornness, his refusal to learn. He keeps preaching about being learning from the mistakes, but he does anything but. I'm very worried also about Brendan Rodgers' inability to attract high quality players to the club. This is this is a fact. You've got to admit it, because in some way the owners, they have provided the money, they have tried. The likes of, again, I'm repeating myself, but Alexis Sanchez, Diego Costa, Willian, and all these. We've missed out on all these players, so something is clearly wrong. Something is clearly wrong, and I think a lot of it is down to the manager. His inability to convince these kind of players to join the club. And this is a problem. This is a massive problem for me. So his lack of experience, his stubbornness, his inability to attract high quality players, his lack of trophies. He hasn't won any trophy as yet in his whole career, not even talking about his time at Liverpool. So can Liverpool afford? Do they have the time, the luxury, like I said, to give Brendan Rodgers one more year? I don't think so. For me, absolutely not. So let me know your thoughts, guys, and I'll catch up with you next time, where I will be talking more about the owners, I think. And let's hope that Liverpool win tomorrow against West Brom, and that maybe miraculously somehow City slip up against Aston Villa. We never know. We'll have to see. But take care, guys. I'm happy to be talking to you again, and let me know your thoughts and leave your comments. Appreciated as always. And for any of you who stumble on my videos for the first time, watch the other ones, drop a like as ever, and please subscribe also. Take care. Peace as always. You'll never walk alone still, despite all this. And we'll see what happens. Take care, guys. Bye.